All right, this takes us to USC. So let me note this. This is the week before USC plays Michigan. So I think Notre Dame gets a win here, and we're at home, and I think we just whoop their ass. And I don't even think it'll be close, and I think this will make USC pissed, and they're gonna go and upset Michigan next week. So that's where I kind of was. What's going on? You Don't Know About Podcast Nation. Welcome back to the show. We just figured we'd do our three favorite teams' record predictions for this next season, since it is August 1st. It is when you're hearing this, it'll be August 2nd, but it is August 1st. So we have college football this month. So let's get it. Yeah, finally. I mean, it's been a long offseason. We just saw the Lions get their ass kicked last Thursday. So
yeah, that was rough.
That was so tough, dude. Caleb's again in the car, so shout out to Caleb for the effort. I appreciate it. Just got off his.
I never thought I would be in here again, but look at it now.
That's that full-time job shit right there. I ain't gonna lie.
It really is. It's fun though. You know. I like how unpredictable it is. So.
Yeah, it is. It is the joys of life. But we have to. What team do you guys want to start with? Michigan, UCLA, and Notre Dame. We could start with UCLA or Michigan or whatever. It's up to you guys.
I will say, let's save UCLA for last because that one's probably going to be the toughest. You guys, luckily, have been lifelong fans of two teams that are historically good, so they're going to be historically good again this year. So I say we start with Alex's big house team. Let's start with Michigan.
I couldn't agree more. Caleb. So, all right, let's get it kicked off. We are doing the Michigan Wolverines schedule prediction for the 2025-2026 season. We have, in week 1 for the Wolverines, is New Mexico. Win.
Yeah, I say a win as well. There's no question.
No further debate. I think UCLA plays New Mexico, so that'll be a little bit more interesting. But no, Michigan's not losing to New Mexico.
Alex, anything you're looking forward to in this game? Since you're the fan of this team, so I expect you to go a little bit more in depth in each game. So,
I'm looking forward to going to this game. It's gonna be fun. Hopefully, it's a good, fun game for the Wolverine fan base, and it's gonna be hopefully. I don't know what for sure, but hopefully, Underwood's first start as a Wolverine. So, super excited to go. It's gonna be a night game, 7:30 on August 30th. Yeah, I'm pumped. So I'm excited.
Yeah,
hey, I'm pumped for you too. I'm pumped for you. That's gonna be an awesome game, especially if you get to see Bryce play. So that'll be cool.
Yeah,
it's gonna be entertaining. I mean, it's not much to say about this game. They're way more talented than New Mexico State. So there's a win for Michigan in week 1. Week 2, they have Oklahoma at Oklahoma. Alex, give us a little bit of breakdown here.
Well, Oklahoma's coming off a okay season last year. You know, they first year in the SEC. They have a big win against. Well, not really a big win, but a big win in their standing against Alabama, and they were competitive in the SEC their first year. So Brett Venables has something going for sure. His defense is always pretty good, and I don't expect anything different from Oklahoma. We all knew it was going to be a 6:30 start night game-ish thing, so it's going to be it's going to be exciting to see what the Michigan can do. I know this is Michigan's first time going to Oklahoma, so it's the uncertainty of the away game atmosphere. I'm sure that place will be rocking, but you know, when you put these two rosters on paper together, I see Michigan being way more talented than this Oklahoma team. I know that could sound biased, but if you look at the talent for each position, Michigan has the edge. And especially on the D-line group, that we have like 8 players that have an average weight of 300 pounds. So the trenches are going to be dominant again for another season.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Michigan's gonna looks really good on defense this year. I know there's a little bit more question marks on the offensive side of the ball, but there shouldn't be as much as there was last year, in my opinion. So
Yeah.
I think Michigan's going to make a big jump this season. So, Alex, who do you think's going to win this game?
It's going to be a tough one. I think Chris Fowler and Kurt Herbstreit are going to be on the call for this, and I think Michigan will just barely win this one. I might see a field goal from Zavada, but that's the thing. It's either going to be a really, really close win or it's going to be a blowout loss for Michigan in this kind of game, this kind of atmosphere, this kind of game early in the season. But for right now, I'm going to put Michigan as a win, especially just I trust in what the Sherrone Moore does and what definitely what the defense will do this year.
Yeah, for sure. Caleb, you want to put your prediction in?
Yeah, I think for Michigan, to me, there's only really 2 hard games on their schedule. We all know the other one, but I think this is one of them. And honestly, I'm agreeing with Alex. I think Michigan's going to get it in a close win. I don't trust Oklahoma more than I trust Michigan. Michigan's just got a solid culture going. I mean, ever since Harbaugh, they had a kind of a mid-season last year, but now they have like the next generational, quarterback on their team, and we could see some slippage from him in like talent and stuff in this game because would be his first collegiate away game if he were to be the starter. So I think it could be a little bit rocky, but like Alex said, on paper, just give me Michigan just barely over this Oklahoma team.
Yep, I agree. I'm going to go with Michigan as well. I think they barely just get the win. I know Oklahoma's got John Mateer and then Jaden Ott at running back and quarterback, and their Brent Venables is calling the defense. I honestly just don't think Brent Venables is the best coach for Oklahoma. I think he was an excellent defensive coordinator, but I don't know if he can get Oklahoma back to that level of play that they were under Lincoln Riley. I'm going to take Michigan in this. I think Michigan's defense is too good. I think they're going to hold Mateer and Ott and company in check, and then Michigan's offense is either going to have a breakout game or we're going to have an Ohio State barely win game where they just do enough. So I'm going to put it down as a win for Michigan as well. I don't think we need to talk too much about the Central Michigan game. I mean, that's a win in my books.
Michigan win. It's just interesting because of the Connor Stallion stuff that they're playing Central now. So
yeah, but
that's a win.
Yeah, that's a win. I mean, Caleb, I think you agree too here.
I was gonna say I'm just disappointed I'm not in college anymore. So that'd be fun.
That would have been fun.
I've been to a bunch of Central Michigan tailgates and stuff. They're always such a good time, and I know that one against Michigan would definitely be one I wouldn't want to miss either. But it's too bad I won't get to see Michigan whoop on them. But yeah, give me Michigan for sure.
Yep. So Michigan is 3-0 going into their next game at Nebraska and Lincoln, Nebraska. Alex, you got any thoughts? What's your first thoughts when you think of this game?
Not a night game, so that's a positive in the Michigan column because Nebraska at night is a totally different stadium than what they would be in the early daytime period. We just saw Michigan 2 years ago. We go to Nebraska and just absolutely whoop on them. But that's a totally different team than what they were a year ago. So
yeah, I mean 2
years ago.
Also, Alex, you probably want to note this that isn't Sherrone Moore suspended for this game?
He is suspended for this game as well. So is the Central Michigan game, I think, as well. So, oh boy.
How's that have you feeling?
Not great. It's definitely a not a good thing to have. I'm lost for words for it because I totally forgot about it. But it really is a tough one. But I could see Michigan kind of slipping, but I don't trust Matt Rule at all. Give me the Wolverines. They're going to 4-0, and they're going to come out of there with the Bussin' trophy, Bussin' with the boys trophy, back to Ann Arbor.
There you go. I like that little reference to the Bussin' the boys with Taylor Lewan and Will Compton. I like that. Caleb, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't really have much more else to add. I mean, Nebraska's just never jumped out at me as like a team that would ever even have a chance of beating Michigan. I know they had their glory days early 2000s, like in the 90s and stuff. But yeah, give me Michigan.
Yep, I'm going to say it's a win as well, but I think Nebraska's going to be one of those trap games for me. I think Dylan Raiola and Matt Rule have a really good thing going on in Nebraska, and it's year 3 for Matt Rule. This is usually the year where he starts putting everything back together for
Has his
programs
own
that he's
recruiting
coached.
class.
Yeah. So, and if you look at his track history, he took Baylor to a Big 12 championship in like year 3. He took Temple to their American conference in championship game in year 3. So I like Nebraska, but I'm still going to take Michigan just because I think Michigan's just a little bit more talented and better in my opinion. So, all right, that takes us to Wisconsin. They're at Ann Arbor.
Win. I don't think John Gruden's speech has anything to do with how Wisconsin football has been in the last 2 years. They haven't been severely dominant like they used to do in the run game. But I think Michigan gets a close win against Wisconsin because of the talent difference.
Yeah, I honestly don't know what to think about Wisconsin right now. I mean, Luke Fickell came into the program, I don't know, 3 years ago, and he hasn't really done much of as like impressive as like he did at Cincinnati. But this is a whole different conference, and I don't really know what to think about Wisconsin. Ever since they kind of disappeared from the run game and leaned more towards like RPO pass style, I mean, it's been disappointing to see this Wisconsin brand kind of just win 6 games barely, maybe 7 every year. So,
and they got blown out against Alabama last year.
So I'm gonna take Michigan here as well.
Yeah, I agree with y'all. Like you said, Isaac, they might win 7 games, but one of them is not going to be against Michigan.
I mean, I was listening to someone the past month who was doing like a Wisconsin record breakdown, and they only think they're going to win 3 games this year. So,
oh my word,
Wisconsin's got a brutal schedule, so we'll see how they get out of that. But that's not what we're doing today. So we're doing Michigan. So we got USC next.
This is a trap game.
I think so too. Yeah.
Yep. I think Michigan might lose this one. I don't want to say it, but I think Michigan goes to USC, a different time zone. They know that USC team is probably pissed about how that previous season ended up there. So I think Underwood gets his first loss at USC in the Coliseum, unfortunately.
Alex, I mean, if you didn't want to say it, I was going to say it for you. I think it's a trap game as well. I do respect that you're not trying to be biased right now, and
it hurts. It hurts the heart.
This will help us from getting our fans to calling us biased and all this other bullshit. So I do think this is a trap game as well. I think USC is going to be pretty good this year. I would say that I think they could absolutely win this game.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Michigan's got the talent. They've got the coaching staff. They got everything to win this game. I don't know. So if they're going to lose this year, I think it's going to be right here. So.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I was thinking the same thing, like for USC as in the Oklahoma game too. Like I think they might squeak out a win here, just barely. Like that's kind of what the vibes of this game were giving me. So I was gonna say Michigan win, but hey, I'm fine with them taking a loss here.
Hey, I'm gonna put it as a Michigan win, but I just want to put Michigan on notice about that USC is gonna be good this year. And as a Notre Dame fan saying that, I hate it. Like with passion.
I'm still gonna keep it as a loss because I know this Michigan program and I know what they have done on trap games. But here I'm gonna save us some time. The next 3 are all wins. I don't want to cover them that much, especially the one in the middle.
So that's Washington, Michigan State, and Purdue for everybody who's listening.
I don't like talking about Michigan State. So we're gonna keep moving on. I do think Michigan will go to East Lansing, and
you could have said the next 4 were all wins.
Yeah. Actually, let's do the next 4 as all wins. especially against Purdue
Northwestern.
and Northwestern. But yeah, I mean, Washington's going to be a tough win. Michigan State going there. I don't know what the time is for that yet. It might be a night game again. Who knows? But I think that's going to also be a win for Michigan because of talent. Then Northwestern and Purdue are blowout wins for Michigan as well.
Yeah.
Now we hit another. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm going to agree with you there, Alex. I think those are all 4 games are wins. So that puts us at, I think that puts us at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 and 1. Like, that can't be right, can it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it can.
9-1.
9 and 1. There we go. 9 and 1.
Well, it's about to be 10 and 1 right here. This is a trap game, but Michigan definitely will win this game. I definitely think Michigan can win this game. Maryland.
Yeah.
Maryland's always. We played Maryland before Ohio State 2 years ago, and they were definitely a trap game. But Michigan is just too talented for. I don't think Maryland has that much returning starters from last year. Really, they weren't that good.
Maryland's not that great. I don't want to bash on them too hard, but I don't think they're going to be that good this year. So this is a win for Michigan, no brainer for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, didn't they have like a decent team a couple of years ago, and they took Michigan to the wire? But 2 years
it was
ago.
Michigan's 1,000th win. Yep.
Yeah, they ended the game on a pick. I can see it being a somewhat close game. Like Michigan's, this will be a game that kind of tests Michigan's, stamina throughout the season, and they'll probably make some dumb mistakes. They'll probably have Alex being really pissed off that the game's should be. But
I
see a 10-point win.
No win.
10-point win for here.
10-point win, and that brings us to the game: Michigan and Ohio State at Michigan. Alex?
All I'm gonna say is Jeremiah Smith lied. They're not winning in Ann Arbor. Go Blue baby. Michigan by 1 million. Ryan Day. Never mind.
Something.
Yeah. Michigan by 1 million.
Yeah, I like Michigan here too because I don't know if I know Jeremiah Smith and Caleb Downs are the 2 best players in college football as of right now, but I don't trust their quarterback situation. I especially don't like Matt Patricia at defensive coordinator. I don't trust him at all. I mean, he's kind of fell apart in respects and because of what he did to my home team, the Lions. So I like Michigan here as well and I think that they're going to – after that USC game, they're just going to go on a run here. So I like Michigan here.
I had Ohio State winning this. This is going to be my only loss for them if I were the one deciding. But, it is what it is. So
it's what it is.
I don't mind Michigan winning this one either. So, it is. So I guess 11-1 it is.
Yeah, 11-1 for the Michigan Wolverines. Let me double check that. So there's a win here. So there's 1, 2 wins, 3 wins, 4 wins, 5 wins, 6 wins, 7 wins, 8 wins, 9 wins, 10 wins, 11 wins. Yep, 11 wins. So 11-1 for the big boy, for the big M, the
big boys in the Midwest.
The big boys in the Midwest. So that puts Michigan at 11-1. So we're gonna do our next team. And it's going to be the Notre Dame Fighting Irish because, honestly, why not? Because
go Irish.
Go Irish, obviously. But, all right. So this is, for me, it's these first 2 games are scary. I mean, so we're at Miami for week 1, and then we're home against Texas A&M in week 3 because we have a bye week between those 2 games. But I'm gonna do this. I think we fuck it. I'm gonna do this. We're winning both those games. Miami's gonna lose at home because I don't trust Carson Beck. He hasn't thrown a ball all spring because of his elbow, and I also don't trust Mario Cristobal because he hasn't done anything as of. He hasn't proven himself to be a clutch coach because he lost 3 games with Cam Ward, the number 1 overall pick last year, and then he was supposed to take him to the playoffs last year as well, but they failed with a more talented roster. So I'm taking Notre Dame to win against Miami, and then I think Notre Dame's going to beat Texas A&M as well because we're at home. I like our weapons more than Texas A&M. I think Texas A&M lost a bunch of boneheaded games last year. The same team they bring back this year. I know we have a freshman quarterback, either if it's CJ Carr or Kenny Minchie, but I think we win those first 2 games just because we have the more talented roster and we have Jeremiah Love and Nate and Malachi Fields and Jaden Greathouse. I don't see us losing these first 2 games as an unbiased Notre Dame fan.
I agree.
Yeah, I definitely think it's really tough for Notre Dame to have to go into Miami for their first week. I think that's their only trap game on the schedule, to be honest. I think they sweep everybody else. But yeah, this Miami game's definitely going to be one to look for. It's probably going to be pretty close, like you mentioned, Isaac, freshman quarterback and all. But you can always lean on that run game. You got the best running back in college football. So I think it'll be really close. I can see it going either way, but I think Notre Dame's going to win. And yeah, I think all the other games after that are pretty predictable. Like you said, I don't think Texas A&M is also a threat to them. So
yeah, I mean, I know Texas A&M brings back a lot of their pieces from last year, especially at quarterback, and they have a new receiver from NC State, but I forgot his name. But I still don't see Notre Dame losing this at all. So in no world should we lose these 2 games. But that brings us to our next 2 games. I think it brings. So we address Purdue first. Purdue, we're gonna absolutely blow out. It won't even be close. It's gonna be a lot like last year. It will be like 63-10 or something like that. So I have Notre Dame winning that game as well.
Yep, I don't think we need to spend any time on that game.
Nope, I don't think so. Unless Kale has something to say about it.
Nah, man, I just wish the Boilermakers could up their football game like their basketball game is. I'm surprised they're not a bigger football.
I know.
Team.
Especially like a brand like Purdue. Like they used to be the Purdue Spoiler Makers and back in like 2020, 2021, and then they just fell apart. But
yeah, they had that big win against Michigan State to stop them from going undefeated. So that was like their most
which
that was like the
thank
most
God
football moment.
Yeah, thank God.
We thank Purdue for giving Michigan their first Big Ten championship in about, I don't know, 15, 25 years.
That takes us to the next game, and I think this could be a trap game if we're not careful. I think Arkansas has got Taylon Green at quarterback, and they could be a little bit dangerous, but I think we get a win here too. It's also at noon, so I like Notre Dame's chances there. So that puts us at 4-0.
I agree.
Yep.
All right, and then this takes us to our Irish Red Green game. So they're taking on Boise State at home. Boise State, as we know, was a playoff team from last year. They had Ashton Genty, went on that crazy season run with him, and I still think he was snubbed for the Heisman. But this is this year, and they might make the playoff again as a Group of 5 school because every Group of 5 school gets a playoff bid. But I think Notre Dame takes care of business here and gets out of it with a win.
Agreed. I don't think Boise State is the team that they were last year with losing the pieces that they have had a previous year. So I think Notre Dame also gets a big win here as well.
I think Notre Dame would have won this game last year too.
Yep. I absolutely think that too. All right, so that takes us to our next game, and it's at home. We have NC State. Win. I don't think they have anybody there that really scares me because they transferred out, and I don't know if NC State's going to be that good of a program this year. I don't really know. If it was recent years, I would have been a little bit skeptical of this, especially if it was at NC State, because I remember that game where it was a monsoon like 6 or 7 years ago. Then 2 years ago we had Sam Hartman, and we took care of business there as well. So
wasn't that game delayed too?
Yeah, and then the first play was out of that delay was Audric Estime's 75-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
I remember that.
So I'm going to take Notre Dame for a win there as well.
Yep.
The only thing notable about NC State is they have a crazy CPU management for college football. I feel like they're always like somehow making college football playoffs after 4 years of simming.
Dude, I've literally had to play them like 3 times as like a top 5 team in the season, and then we get to the playoffs and they're like number 3 or 2. I'm like, dude, what the hell?
Yeah, I don't play the game. I just see them. I just see them as the opponent, and a lot of like these guys like reflecting on their best players in their organizations or whatever. So yeah, it's funny that they're good in the game. So you have that, NC State. You at least got that.
Right. All right, this takes us to USC. So let me note this. This is the week before USC plays Michigan. So I think Notre Dame gets a win here, and we're at home, and I think we just whoop their ass. And I don't even think it'll be close, and I think this will make USC pissed, and they're going to go and upset Michigan next week. So that's where I kind of was. I was kind of where I was thinking there's a trap game for Michigan when they play USC, but I think Notre Dame take care of business against the Trojans this week.
I forgot that's why I thought USC was going to win, because I thought they were going to put up a tough fight against Notre Dame, lose there, and then be whooped for the next week against Michigan, so they would lose there. So that's kind of why I knew I had that feeling in the back of my head of like, why did I think USC was going to win this game? That's why, because they play Notre Dame and then Michigan back-to-back weeks, which is very, very unfortunate.
That is unfortunate.
Yes, it's very, very unfortunate.
This is probably the only other game on Notre Dame's schedule where I even have to think about the result. But honestly, like, since USC doesn't have Caleb Williams anymore, I don't know anybody on the roster, so I'm just giving Notre Dame.
Yeah, I mean, they brought in a lot of transfers, and they have Jaden Mayava at quarterback for USC, and he was doing fine towards the end of last year. They brought in Kennedy Urlacher from Notre Dame, so I'm sure he's got a little chip on his shoulder. But I just don't think they have the pieces. And yes, Lincoln Riley's a really good coach, but I think Marcus Freeman's just better in all aspects of the game, not just offense. So Notre Dame, that's a win for Notre Dame in that book. And then Boston College, that could be a little bit of a trap game because it's at Boston College, it's Massachusetts, and it's a rivalry game. But I think Notre Dame gets a win there, and I think Notre Dame gets a win next week too.
That's like Michigan and Michigan State.
Yeah, it's always like there's always that rival that's just not as good as you are every week, but they somehow get a win every 10 years or go on a little run or whatever. But
the game will be entertaining for one drive, and that'll be it.
Yep. I think the last Boston College game I went to was when it was at Notre Dame. It was that snowstorm, and I had to drive back in that, and we just killed them. So I think Notre Dame gets a win there. And then they play Navy the next week at Notre Dame, so I'm going to take a big win there as well.
Yep.
I don't think Navy's really going to be that good this year. They got lucky last year. And then I think the next 3 are wins, except the thing I'm worried about is playing Syracuse at home because that's Steve Angeli. He transferred out of Notre Dame this year. He was the backup quarterback last year. He had a bunch of great clutch moments for us in the past. He comes back to South Bend, and I think he's going to have a chip on his shoulder, but I just don't think he's going to have enough around him to get it done. So I think Notre Dame's next 3 games are also wins.
Agreed. I don't see too much competition between those 3 teams, but Syracuse does make me question what Angeli can do to make that game close.
For sure, and it's going to be interesting. Caleb, go ahead and say what you're going to say.
I was just going to say, for some reason, I'm just getting a gut feeling that Pittsburgh is going to be a really fun game, fun and close, but Notre Dame still gets the win. But Pittsburgh is probably the best one to me out of those 3 to look for. But yeah, I think Notre Dame's going undefeated. So
yeah, great pick, Caleb. I like that. I like that prediction. But about Pittsburgh,
they had an easy schedule. I'm not gonna lie. Their toughest opponent is week 1. Take care of them, and you're chilling.
Week 1 and 2 are our toughest opponents, and then we're kind of going or chilling for the rest of this season. But I'd be careful, like you said, I'd be careful about USC, and I'd be careful about, I mean,
Arkansas.
even Boise. But Pittsburgh's another sleeper ACC team that I'm like not nervous to play, but I'm keeping an eye on them because they're predicted to be a lot better than people have them being. And they got one of the better running backs in the country as well. So they could surprise anybody on any given Saturday. So, but I think Notre Dame's going undefeated. All in all. Yep. All right. That brings us to the next team and the final game, that final season that we're going to predict for this episode at least. It is UCLA Bruins, baby. Caleb's team.
Yep. I unfortunately don't have the luxury of just having a great team every year, but we're gonna watch and we're gonna try. Shout out my brother, he went to UCLA, so that's why I've been rooting for them since like 2016. And they have a good basketball program, and our football it's kind of like a Purdue, but we're probably a little bit better than Purdue. But this will be a fun one because I have my wins and losses pretty set in stone, and I'm just curious what you guys think as well, because I'm assuming like you guys probably know as much as I do about the UCLA Bruins program. So
I know that they have Nico. I know they have Nico, whatever his last name is, and I know they have his brother, and I know they have Rico Flores as well. He's a Notre Dame transfer out. So other than that, I know they got nothing.
Yeah, I'll kick us off here. Let's see. So we're at home against Utah, and as of late, like UCLA, their team's not good, but we've especially been underperforming at home. I mean, UCLA is like one of those teams where it's kind of like a gift to go play there, especially once it hits October and November because it's warm.
Yep.
So, I mean, going to Pasadena to play your games isn't too bad. And Utah, they're a good school. They got good big boys up there on the line. I think we lose this week one, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm glad to agree with you, Caleb. Utah's going to be a sleeper team to finish inside the top 12. Injuries killed them last year, so I think Utah will win this game as well.
Sadly, I also agree.
All right, so that takes us to our next game.
This next one might be where we get some deviation. I don't know anything about UNLV, but I do know it is an away game at Allegiant Stadium. And I just don't know how much I trust Deshaun Foster coaching this team, especially with Nico. Like, I get it, Nico's like a stud, but he's in a whole new system. It might take a couple games to really get that going. And I honestly don't see a win for this team until week 3 is back at home against New Mexico. So I probably got them losing the UNLV as well.
Wow.
Oh, no. I know that Dan Mullen's the head coach there, and I know Alex Orji also plays there.
Yep.
Yeah, former Michigan quarterback. And I know they brought in a lot of people in that transfer portal. So UNLV is going to be a dangerous group of 5 team as well. And unfortunately, I think they do beat UCLA as well. As Becky said, Caleb, just to reiterate that I don't trust Deshaun Foster. I don't know if Nico's got anybody around him to like help him. Unless Nico's like Superman and plays out of his mind. But
I was gonna say that's all it's gonna take, and that's gonna take some time for that to happen. It's gonna take time for the coaches to kind of give him the reins, which I think is what you want to do with a guy like Nico. This year is definitely gonna be a rebuild year, and that's why we're only gonna end with 4 wins if we're lucky, but we'll get to that later. But yeah, I agree.
So that's a loss for me, Alex. I'm pretty sure you're gonna say the same.
Yep. Sorry, Caleb.
Sorry. Don't be sorry. I picked them.
And then Caleb, you said that you think you're going to beat New Mexico in week 3, right?
Yeah, I think this is probably a good time for us to get our first win. It is a home game. It's against New Mexico. I think it'll be a pretty even game, to be honest. But I can see UCLA pulling this one out, figuring it out after a couple tough weeks, and just winning a hard-nosed football game against New Mexico at home. I think this is a good spot to place the win.
Yep, I agree. I mean, I think New Mexico State's going to be – New Mexico is just UCLA's got some talent and New Mexico's got some talent, but I think if there's going to be a game that UCLA wins, it's going to be this week, and I think it's going to be next week as well. Just tipping my hand towards next week, but
Yeah, I also think they can beat Northwestern.
Yeah, I think this will be I think they're both going to be kind of high-scoring affairs. UCLA's defense has a ton of new transfers that I read about earlier. I don't remember any of their names, but I think the defense is going to be in shambles all season, to be honest. But this game will probably be a shootout. Northwestern's not good. I think Nico's going to have a really good game, and he'll have like UCLA fans like kind of raving over him, but it's only against a good team kind of vibe. So, but if we get to be 2-2, I'll be really happy because at one point we were 500 in the season, got a 2-game win streak. But unfortunately, you see who we're playing next week. At least it's at home. So, yeah,
Man.
Penn State's going to be a tough one.
What do you mean? They got momentum going into this game, Caleb. They just got 2 wins under their belt.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they'll cover the spread, but I don't know. They just got to not lose by 15.
I hate to say this, but I don't think they win the next 3, actually.
You know what? I'm gonna say this for Caleb's sake. I think this will be like a trap game for Penn State, just a little bit, because like we said, they're coming off 2 wins. They're feeling good about themselves. They got Nico. They're hosting Penn State in the Rose Bowl, and when Penn State played a bad USC team last year, they took them right down to the wire. I'm not saying UCLA is anything like USC, but they are playing at home. And maybe, just maybe by the grace of God, they have some sort of like just luck that they cover the spread and not get blown out by 50.
Yeah, well, their only chance, like I mentioned, it's going to be you have to win the shootout. You know, their defense isn't going to do anything. So you either have to hope Penn State screws up, they get injured, or Nico just has to go crazy. And I don't know if I trust him that much.
Right. Yeah.
Especially against Penn State's defense, I don't know. I think that's a loss for me.
Yeah, I absolutely. I agree with you as well. Penn State's going to be one of the best teams in the country, so you got to take that into factor. Caleb, what do you think about Michigan State and Maryland?
You know, I'll bring up Michigan State first. If there's a game I want them to win, it's probably this one. And I like
Absolutely.
Michigan State. I always see, Alex, you're gonna hate me for this, but whenever
don't ever say that shit.
I like rooting for Michigan State because they're the underdogs. So I always like Michigan State to win. But now that my favorite team is playing them, I'm like, oh shit, I want them to beat their ass. So I hope I'm gonna put UCLA down for a win because this is the one I want to happen. If I could manifest them to win any game this season, it would be this one. And I think it's possible. I think UCLA going to East Lansing to play them is going to look cool as well, just with the jerseys clashing and everything. I think it's going to be a cool color matchup and just a cool matchup looks-wise. You know, Nico, this is probably a game I can definitely see myself going to just to see him play. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think it'll be like I said, I think this game will make Michigan State's offense look good, even despite how bad it probably is going to look before all the games before this. But give me UCLA pulling off a win here, just because I want it to happen.
An upset win, all right. I mean, I could absolutely see that happening. I don't trust Aiden Childs. I don't trust anybody on that Michigan State offense or defense to make any sort of plays.
I don't trust anybody on that field, actually, on both teams.
To be honest with you, these are 2 dumpster fires playing a game that they need to win. So I hate to say it, Caleb, but I think Michigan State's gonna get the win here just because they're at home. I like their home atmosphere a little bit better. So that's where I'm at. Alex, I know you're going to say it's a loss, so guess what? UCLA gets a win. So
No, Caleb convinced me to say a win, actually. So we're going
to I know.
Yeah.
For Michigan State for a loss, yeah. So
yeah,
UCLA gets a win there against Michigan State, and then they go back home at the Rose Bowl and play Maryland.
No.
And this is the game. If our prediction's right so far, this is a game that's probably going to break my heart in person. We have a chance to go above 500, but just like the Pistons, we'll screw it up. and I think their defense is just going to absolutely get shredded. And I don't know. Like I said in the many games before, like if we're saying Maryland's a trap game for Michigan, what does that make Maryland to UCLA? So I
Right.
think he's getting shredded this game.
Yep. And I don't see him getting much better next week against Indiana.
Or Nebraska.
Or Nebraska. So Indiana being a former playoff team with Signetti, I think they're gonna be too good for UCLA, and then Nebraska is gonna get better as well too. So
yeah, the only one I'll give them any semblance of hope in is Nebraska, because at this point it's November 8th. It's late in the season. Nebraska's used to playing in the cold. Maybe they go to the warm state where, I don't know, maybe that just makes them play better. But also, I think UCLA's defense probably, in theory, should improve. So they might have a chance against Nebraska to pull off like one more win to get to 4. But after that, I think they're probably done winning games. So based off that, I'm just going to say I hate Nebraska, dude. I'll put down a win for UCLA.
That's Khan's team, isn't it? Or I don't know. It's whatever team.
It's the second favorite team. So I have UCLA beating both State and Nebraska.
Connor's gonna be so pissed.
His 2 favorite teams.
Dude, I rage baited Connor so bad in that TikTok with the Michigan State thing. That was so funny.
Oh yeah.
But sorry to all the Michigan State fans. I had to post.
No, we're not sorry.
No,
their team is sorry. Their whole athletic department is sorry.
All right, so I think they lose against Nebraska. Alex, what do you think?
I think they lose the next 2. The next 2 games. And next 3. Sorry,
yeah.
Probably. I mean, I think there will be some close ones in there, but I mean, just the defense, if it does not get any better throughout the season, like no obvious signs, then we're not going to be able to win football games because all these other teams have better defenses than us. And I don't know, maybe Nico just by himself can carry the offense to be better than the other teams, but it's not going to be better than USC. It's not going to be better than Ohio State. The only one it has a chance against is Washington.
Yeah.
And that's because they're at home. I do think I think they could have a chance to win either Nebraska at home or Washington at home. And I'd love to see that because they're both Big Ten teams, but Ohio State and USC are for sure losses.
Yeah.
As much as I would like to see USC lose to UCLA this year in the rivalry game, I think they're gonna fumble the bag on that one.
And they're at USC. I'll be there.
Well, yeah, it sucks. And then Washington. I mean, they're really underrated this season. I really don't know what to think about Washington, but I think they got more talent than UCLA, and then I don't think they even got a chance against Ohio State. So,
yeah, that's going to be a tough watch.
So we're looking at
in Columbus
3-9 right now. I think is our total record. Sorry, Gil, I can't really convince myself to put them down as a win against Washington to push them up to 4, but.
Hey, that's okay. I think my whole thing with this season is, though, to quote Zendaya, if you expect disappointment, you don't get disappointed. I think we can expect these guys to win at least 3 games. And I think 2 is like their floor. 5 is like their ceiling. So I think, by putting them at 3-9, we kind of give me that wiggle room of like being happy if they do get a 4th or a 5th win. 6 is a pipe dream, especially with this schedule, because I know you need 6 wins to be bowl eligible, I think. So, but yeah, no, this season will definitely be a good season for Nico, and who knows, maybe he'll surprise some people and really just kind of will us to some wins against some good programs. So, I don't know, I'm looking forward to it despite not having the best team on paper. I'm excited to see Nico though, because he's a highly talented player. It's just that ego has got to chill out. So maybe a bunch of punches to the mouth against these good teams will set him straight.
Right. And they got boned by this schedule. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, UCLA, they could not have picked a harder card to play. And they're kind of like Florida. I mean, Florida got the hardest schedule, and then Oklahoma got a really hard schedule last year. But I just think Oklahoma and Florida have more talent on their teams just because they've been recruiting better. So
at least they don't play Oregon, Michigan, and who else?
Yeah, but they play.
Who else?
They play USC,
Ohio
Washington,
State.
Ohio State, Penn State, Nebraska. I mean, it's Indiana. It's all sorts of just getting railed by the Big Ten schedule makers. So
I'm super excited for some of these games, though, man. It's gonna still be a good season. I'm still gonna enjoy it. And
yeah, I mean, anything could happen.
Yeah.
Anything could happen. I mean, these are predictions. These are hypothetical games that we're talking about here that we think are going to happen, and we're no experts. You know, you see the logo that we have in our brand here on our show. So obviously, our comment sections will tell you a lot of what they think about us and our takes. So you know, the games are settled on the field, and I know the SEC has a tough time swallowing that pill because they are the kings of hypothetical games. But that's once the season starts, then we'll start seeing like how good our teams are, and talking season will end, and it'll be depicted on the field. So I'm really looking forward to that. Just all this season, just getting unwrapped and getting to see all the fun games we have here. So
yeah, I'm excited to start watching them in person with y'all. That's gonna be sick.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna be sick.
Be a good time.
Back in the You Don't Know Ball studio in the crib,
right.
it's gonna be badass. But maybe we'll do a couple of live games like we've been saying for months, but we probably won't, knowing how I am during a closed Notre Dame game.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out one week. We'll try it. We'll do it.
Yep, for sure. But that's going to do it for us this week. I got somewhere to go, so sorry for it was still a pretty decent episode. It's 46 minutes long, so that's good. So, yeah. But we appreciate all the support that we've had up to this point. Hopefully we'll get Jack back next week. And do you guys have anything else to say?
Nah, go UCLA, go Michigan, go Notre Dame. Hopefully all our predictions are right. That'd be sick.
I mean, they can't be wrong.
Excited for the season.
We can't be wrong. We're never wrong. So remember, we don't know ball. You don't know ball. We all don't know ball. We'll see you in the next episode. Peace.
Go Blue.
Peace.